Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
This is the closing bell on the Stock Movers Report. The companies making moves at the close of U.S. trading with Carol Massar, Tim Stenovec, Romaine Bostick, and Scarlett Fu.
All right, so let's go to some of the individual gainers. I mean, check out shares of Ford, man, on fire today, up the most in 5 years, up 12%. What? Are you laughing?
Bad choice of words.
Oh, sorry. Right.
It's doing well today.
I'm a little tired on this Friday. Okay. Investors snapping up shares of Ford today, up 12%, up the most in 5 years, more than 5 years. Company expecting its Novelis's aluminum factor, key supplier to Ford, as we know, to resume production as soon as late November and ramp up through the year and earlier than initially expected. So, listen, this is a big deal. They also talked about the F-150. It is its top-selling vehicle, and, this was a major supplier to it. So, really important. I got to say, Romaine, you and Matt doing a really good interview with Jim Farley yesterday. We did, yeah. I was a little better than Matt, but yes, thank you.
That's the signature modesty.
That's not what Matt said when he came on air after the interview. All right, let's get to Intel. Man, I just barely making it with this one. It was up 7.7% earlier in the session, intraday, finishing the day with just a gain of 0.3%. But I got to say, initially, we felt like investors were feeling a little bit more upbeat about the Intel story, maybe some of the turnaround happening. Upbeat forecast, focused, though, investors kind of shifting their focus from maybe the turnaround to saying there's still some lingering challenges. So I needed to throw that out there, or I don't know, I didn't want to pull it out. Anyway, this one's for Romaine, because I know if I didn't do it, he would do it. Grindr, up about 19% in today's session, up as much as 28% earlier in the session. The company proposing stakeholders submitted a non-binding proposal to buy all of the outstanding shares. We've been kind of expecting this, of the company's common stock that they do not already own, for $18 a share, stock closing at $5.15 and change. And then I just want to throw in Barrick Mining, because just kind of later in today's session, Newmont said to eye a deal for Barrick's Nevada gold asset, according to folks in the know. So we did see Barrick kick up about 1.7% by the close. It was a little bit higher intraday, up almost 5%, but by the end of the close, up 1.7%. All right, Tim, all yours.
Okay, I got a few decliners to choose from. The worst performer in the S&P 500 today, Deckers Outdoor, the owner of Hoka, UGG, and Teva brands, down more than 15% today. Hit a low not seen since pretty much exactly 2 years ago. The company forecasts 2026 net sales below the average analyst estimate. Price target cuts coming from Barclays, Needham, Telsey, among others. Bernstein as well, I should note. Alaska Air Group, shares falling more than 6% today. Wasn't just the results that they reported. The third quarter earnings per share missed analyst estimates due to a IT outage and bad weather. It also warned results for the final months of the year will likely come in below previous forecasts. So you heard about that IT outage. Well, there's another one. It's dealing with the aftermath of another IT outage that caused more than 100 flights to be canceled as of earlier today. That disruption, though, ended at 11:30 p.m. Seattle time Thursday. Further disruptions were likely Friday as the airline repositions aircraft and crew once again.
Have you seen some of the social media
6%.
footage of all the lines at the airport, particularly at SeaTac?
You just do not want to be on the receiving end of a system-wide outage. Like, Delta a couple years ago with CrowdStrike, right?
Yeah,
Or
absolutely.
Southwest Air. Remember that, Romaine, during the big blizzard a few years ago out of Buffalo?
Yeah, we talked a lot about it,
Yeah, I mean, it happens, though. It happens. And, I guess make sure you don't unplug anything if you're in the room that controls everything, I guess. Booz Allen, Hamilton, 9% to the downside. Those shares fell at one point to the lowest since March of 2023. They closed down the lowest since May of 2023. May of 2023. This after the company cut its adjusted earnings per share guidance for the full year. The new guidance fell short of the average analyst estimates. A double downgrade from Bank of America. Truist also cut as well.
I'm just going to add one honorable mention on there, and that was Trade Desk. The shares were up about 2% during the session, at one point dropping about 6% as we got closer to the close. A report out of Adweek here that the ad tech platform there now might be under some pressure from Amazon, which is offering agencies a more direct way onto their ad platform, basically circumventing Trade Desk. Meanwhile, you take a look at the screen here and you see where yields ended the day. A modest drop across the board. We should point out this is a little bit of a flip. Remember, when we got the CPI report earlier this morning, we actually did see yields move in the opposite direction here, but that changed course just a bit, and now we see a slight drop here. We should point out, though, on that 2-year yield, we're actually higher this Friday than where we were last Friday, only by about a fraction of a basis point. But still, basically, we've gone nowhere over the last 5 days.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.